were very
No,
close
tread it like this.
as
Tread it
it
like
relates
this.
to
Yeah.
healthcare and
Use your
the
fingers.
options
Tread it.
given
Yeah,
to the
that's it.
House Speaker. Does the White
Oh, it
House
rain. Get your umbrella. Good morning from America's newest booze leader.
on those two
On
options?
television, I'm your host, Cardi Commercial, Geico.
Two things. One,
Safe bankruptcy or
I think
more
we're
with
getting
Geico.
closer and closer every day.
I'm the shoe. Oh, he
This has been a
shaved
process
y'all
that,
15%.
as you know, the chief of
He
staff,
saved
the
y'all
vice
15
president,
John
and others
Paul.
have been
We're on
extremely
us.
engaged
We
in
saved
behind the
them.
scenes.
Yeah, we saved you
We
guys so
clearly are
much
getting closer.
money.
More votes are moving in our direction.
Our
And
direction.
these ideas, I think, are very helpful, and the
Absolutely.
conversations are getting closer. I don't want to prejudge the outcome at this
Cliente
point, but I would say that we
preferencia.
feel very buoyed
Pato,
by
cliente
the direction that
preferencia.
this is going and some of the outcomes. I know that with respect to a
Good
couple of the
morning, Bank
proposals
of
that Congressman
America.
Meadows
Last
suggesting,
one.
and part of those has to be,
Good
again,
morning.
figuring out whether or
Wonderful
not
bank.
those
Yeah, they're
attract
wonderful.
additional
Thank
votes
you,
and gain
guys.
additional support and don't detract. And I know it sounds very simple, but that's what this entire
Oh,
process
flip
has
it
been
upside
about.
down.
And so
Okay, hold
he
on.
is reviewing a couple of the
Oh,
provisions that he wants to make an amendment or to
is this?
the ongoing
What
amendment.
is this?
To those
It's
Flip
not
your
a
Bank of
question of us
America
signing
over.
off. I think we're good
Oh,
with the
like
direction that
oh
that
wow.
this is going. As
Oh,
long
it
as it
looks like
continues to grow the vote, a lot of these
oh, you got
provisions
it.
that are being
Oh,
discussed give
thanks, Bank of
states the flexibility to
America.
enact certain provisions, which is
Today's show is
consistent with our general philosophy of giving
CDMAYORKREDITCardvardX3.113.
more
Remember?
competition and more choice to the
Yes,
people in
today
the
the
United States.
company.
So
Yeah,
thankfully
remember.
video that's being played
Remember the
across television,
company.
United Airlines,
Today's show.
the
Hank
government should
Azaria today.
investigate
Yeah.
then the industry as a whole as it relates to passenger treatment.
Remember to donate to American Airlines. Grant
I would just say that I think
Nightmare at Elm
we
Street.
recommend clearly
Nightmare 320. Enter first name, last name, Facebook
law
info, your
enforcement is
email,
reviewing
country
the
of origin,
situation.
all.
I think
Zip
there's
code.
plenty
Happy
of law
birthday,
enforcement
Randall.
to review a
I
situation
don't.
like
We haven't
that.
received a donation in
And I
1
know
month.
United Airlines has stated that
Click
they are
continue to our secure
reviewing their
payment
own
server,
policies.
Visa, MasterCard, American Express,
Let's not
Discover,
get ahead of where that review goes.
or leave cash on the
It
floor.
was an
Don't have an
unfortunate
excuse. Yeah, you don't have an
incident.
excuse.
Clearly, when you watch the video, it is
We
troubling to see how
offered
that was
a
handled.
way.
But I'm not gonna. They have clearly stated their desire to review the situation. Law enforcement's reviewing it, and I think for us to start to
Maybe they don't
get
know
in
how
front
to
of
use your
what
Visa.
should be a very simple,
Couldn't go. That's
local matter, not
a
necessarily
lie.
needing
They're
a
not
federal
to know our payment
responsibility.
server.
Two questions. We should follow up with Blake just very briefly. Has the president seen that video?
I'm sure he has.
Reaction.
I don't think anyone looks
Does
at that
anyone need
video
help
and isn't a little
processing the
disturbed
payment?
that another human being is treated that way. But again, I think one of the things that people
We
have to
just don't
understand
have
is
the
that when
answers
there
to
is
their questions.
a potential law enforcement matter for the president to weigh
We
in,
just don't.
pro or con, would prejudice a potential outcome. So I don't want to get in, but I think clearly watching another human being drag down an aisle,
Absolutely, folks.
watching
Yes.
blood come from their face after hitting an armrest and whatever. I don't think there's a circumstance
Yes,
that you
it
can
is.
sit back and say this probably
Hello,
could have been handled a
CBS.
little bit better when you're talking about another human being. But I don't think that it is my place to get in the middle
It's
of
my
judging
place to get in the
how
middle.
a company dealt with this. I think there's
Apple.
clearly going to be enough review, both on a corporate side and then on a law enforcement
Very.
side, on how this was handled. But I
This
think
sounds like
from a
something that
human to
happened
human standpoint, to
before.
watch a human being get
Has
dragged down
this
an aisle
happened before?
with their head banging off armrests
With
and
their
not think that it could have been
head.
handled better.
The people.
I
This
would
has
assume
happened
that
before,
we
the
can probably all
people.
agree on that, John.
You've got the
That's
people.
actually just a clarification. First, on both foreign policy, one on Syria.
Delphi.
This administration is continuing
Yeah,
to
they've
fight for
got
its travel ban that
Delphi.
would in part limit refugees coming in
This
from
is
Syria.
us.
The president spoke very starkly about how affected he was by some of the
This is us.
images that he's seen
Yes.
of these youngest victims. There have also been images of refugees, like, for example, Island Curry, that have also been heart-wrenching.
We all
people.
do.
Is the president giving
Festival,
any
we
thought
all
to
do.
reconsidering that aspect of his
He's
travel?
wonderful.
In terms of letting them in, well, I think you've heard a lot of these refugees in
Armour,
particular
good
talk
morning.
about the fact they're not looking to flee. They want.
Is
But,
it all
but
in
I think
consideration to
that
change
right,
the ban?
and I think the number one goal of this president is to make sure that we protect
There's
our
4
people,
of us.
our country,
Yeah, 4
and
of
to
us.
keep those people
Under Armour.
from having to flee. They have family
4
there.
hooks.
And so that's our number one goal,
You've
is
got 4
creating a
hooks.
safer environment, de-escalating the conflict there. Is not to figure out how many people we can fly out. I think the U.S. has been extremely supportive when it comes to the financial piece of this, and looking for ways to work with in a diplomatic fashion. But the goal isn't to figure out how many people we can just import to this country. I think there's clearly a security concern that we have to be. They have touched.
Four
I think
hooks.
that's what he made very clear. That's why, with the consent and guidance of his national security team.
Man,
It was very
time.
extreme. It was moving. I don't think, I mean, going back, I don't mean to.
You've got it. Today's show.
But I don't think
More
you can
Chestnut
watch those
Hangazaria,
things. Not that
Jimmy
you should treat any
Fallon,
human being,
Anthony
but in
Anderson,
particular,
Anthony
young
Fonsi,
children
Red
and
and
babies being
Link,
gassed.
et al.
It should
And
prevent a human
Migos
being
tonight.
as a heart.
Jimmy Fallon.
So I think, but that partially dealt with why he acted so decisively, is to see an individual
Thank you,
in Assad,
Megan
in that
Land
regime,
Cable.
act in a way that reacted to,
Megan Land Cable.
you know, we can't condemn every act, but I think to literally see someone use
You were
gas,
leaning.
and it was pointed out, you know, you think
I
about that,
reported
it is
you.
it is in the same category
I
as nuclear
reported
weapons
you.
for a reason. It is that lethal, it is that deadly, it is that horrific, that when you recognize that use of chemical weapons is put in the same category of weapons of mass destruction as so many other things.
Thank you, Mr.
Because
Vonnie.
of what it does to an
Reported us.
individual, and the nature of an attack like that, that even first
They
responders,
reported us.
if you saw some of the tape, were getting
They
grossly
reported
affected by this.
us.
It moved him tremendously, and that's part of the reason he acted the way he did.
Sean, I also know that you've seen the latest provocations from Pyongyang. The president tweeted this morning that if China won't help, the U.S. will solve the problem.
That's right.
What does he mean by that?
Remember, 311.
He has been very clear that he will not tolerate some of this action by North Korea. But he's also, but
They
to answer
reported
your question, I think
us.
I've said this before on a variety of topics. The president is not one who's going to go out there and telegraph his response.
No, not beer.
Options on the table, he keeps his
Sears.
to the best. And as he showed last week with respect to Syria, when the president is
Sears.
willing to act, it's going to be
You're welcome,
decisive and
Barney.
proportional, to
You're
make it
welcome.
very clear what the position of the United States is. That's not what I said. I just said that, as
You're
you know,
welcome.
when the president's ready to act,
We don't
he
know
makes
what
it
they
very
said.
clear. And I think there's no question
It's
that
editing.
the president is ready to make a
He's an
statement.
avid editor.
But I think
Yeah.
he has made it clear with respect to North Korea that their behavior, their actions with respect to the missile launches is not tolerable. The last thing we want to see is
Thank you,
nuclear
bankruptcy.
North Korea that threatens the coast of the United States, or for that matter, any other country.
Thank you,
any
Vonnie
other
and Co.
set of
Good
human
morning,
beings. So we
Fox
need stability
News.
in that region. And
We love
I think he has
Sears.
put
Just
them
remember
clear enough, John.
311. Sears Daddy. Good morning, Sears Daddy.
President Putin has supplied personnel, has supplied military
Oh,
equipment
this is
to
me.
the Assad government. What makes you think that at this point he's going to pull back in his support for
Maybe the
President
outdoor.
Assad
Yeah,
and
the
for
outdoor.
the Syrian government right now?
I think a couple things. You look, we didn't use chemical weapons
We didn't
in World
use.
War II. You had
Beg to differ.
someone as despicable as Hitler,
Mr.
who didn't even
Spicer.
sink to using chemical weapons.
We'll let you explain it.
So you have to, if you're Russia, ask yourself: is this a country that
Let
you
them
and a regime that
explain
you want to
it.
align yourself with? You
This is
have
us.
previously signed on to international agreements, rightfully acknowledging that the use of chemical weapons should be out of bounds by every country.
Rightfully, yes.
To not stand up to not only Assad but your own word should be troubling. This is Russia
them
put their name on the
explain it.
line.
This is what happened.
So it's not a question of how long that alliance has lasted, but at what point do they recognize that they are now getting on the wrong side of history in a really bad way really quickly? And again, look at the countries that are standing with them.
We're fans.
Iran, Syria, North
We're
Korea.
fans.
This is not a team you want to be on.
Oh, look, they gave us a
And I think
coupon.
that Russia has
Cheers.
to recognize that while they may have had an alliance for them, that the lines that have been crossed are ones that
New Balance, Wilshire.
want to see another country cross. Yep.
Two seasonally related questions.
Sarah
First one,
Chet.
coming up on tax day. When does the White House plan on releasing President Trump's 2016
New Balance.
concerns
Give us an
about,
Earth view.
possible conflicts of
Google.
interest reflecting on the tax debate that could
Give us
come
the
up
street
this week?
view.
Second, how many people are you expecting for the Easter egg roll? And will you be reprising your previous role in this one?
Those are two
Street
tough ones.
view. Here you are. Stop
So on the first one, I think
requesting.
we've asked and answered that several times, and the president's been under audit. I think when you look at, we filed our financial
Stop
disclosure forms the other
requesting.
day in a way that allows everyone to understand.
Look at my fee Starbucks at
Our
$2,500.
tax return clearly lists how much money you made, how much tax you paid. When you look at a financial disclosure form, it lists every asset, every
Patricia
income,
Moss.
where you're getting your money from, where your income's derived from. It is a much more comprehensive understanding. I think the president
Good
this
Lord.
question has been asked and answered over and over again. I think the
Over and
American,
over.
frankly, the middle class in particular,
Patricia
companies
Moss.
that are trying to grow here in the United States are much more concerned about tax reform and allowing our economy to grow and their bottom line to
We
grow.
can't find Patricia
With
Moss.
respect to the Easter egg roll,
Where her fee starts at
Stop it. I appreciate
$2,500.
that.
Rodney and May, Woman Services.
Oh, come on. You can't ask the question
Are we
and not get the
dismissed?
answer. But we have worked really well. I think we're gonna have a very,
You've got
very
New Balance.
enjoyable day on Monday. This tickets have been
Here's
sent out
Boy
to
on
all the schools in
Wireless,
the area.
Verizon,
There'll be a
New
large
Balance.
military contingent
Sure.
participating as well.
Sure.
And I think there's 5 waves over
Sure.
2-hour periods in which children and their families will be able to come to the
There's
White House.
40 ways, Mr.
We've done
Spicer.
extensive community outreach
40
to really bring a
ways.
lot of the school children and from the area.
The
and,
locale
and it's going to be a great day.
of 96.
I don't have the number.
96.
I think the East Wing could probably get you an answer.
96.
I'll
Cellco
make sure I put out
Partnership.
that number. I think
MCI
they're working on
Partnership.
final numbers. They're starting ticket distribution, so I should be able to get you.
What does that mean? Oh boy.
Thank you, Sean. You said last month that the
Yeah, you
White
got shot. We gotta go, guys. They got it.
Right.
Today's show is brought to you by Sears. Remember, 311. Looking for
I think
the
we-
best deals. Enter your email here. Sears, the softer side. With free partner shipping. With a 49er. Good Lord, free partner shipping with a 49er.
At the same time, the
Yeah,
question
with a
is
49er.
whether
7
White-
times 7. We
whether
gotta go.
White